Buongiorno, buonasera, benvenuti amici. Welcome, my friends, and welcome to my channel, Fountain Pen Therapy. Well, today we'll be reviewing yet another company, or a pen from a pen company that forms part of my Neapolitan Master Series. And there is a connection to the Neapolitan heritage that I'm so proud of. The company is by the name of Nettuno, and I'm just going to read you a few biographical facts, if you will. Now, it is believed that the first traces of Nettuno date back to 1911. That is why many people refer to Nettuno as one of Italy's historical brands. Which has produced, fine writing instruments, and perhaps even the first. So, in fact, in 1911, the reports showed that there was a sketch for an advertising flyer which featured the logo, the Neptune logo, or the Neptune fountain in Piazza Maggiore in Bologna, Italy. And it was chosen as its symbol by Umberto Vecchietti, who is the founder of the company. This makes Nettuno, in my view, the oldest Italian fountain pen manufacturer, at least with regards to the year that it was founded. Now, Umberto Vecchietti and his friend Armando Simoni, which you will see is just a fountain pen master on his own, a founder of Omas, and by the way, Omas is back, began making spare parts to repair imported fountain pens. He later, Mr. Vecchietti, moved to Via Manzoni in 1929, and he set up a wholesale stationery business. And since January of 2018, Nettuno writing instruments are now manufactured in Naples, Italy, by Maiora Pen Factory. So that is the connection with the Neapolitan heritage. Now, the 1911 collection that I will be reviewing by Nettuno is in fact their demonstration that they wanted to revitalize the Italian pen company. Each pen is turned by hand from solid bars with distinctive metal trims that are gold or rhodium. Plated, and each piece is a masterpiece and numbered. And we can now take a look at the pen, if you will. And before we do so, in order for me to show you my pen, what I'd like to show you first is this little box that let me just pan out with my camera. Here we go. I bought this, and you ask, what is it? Well, it's a pen, it's a pen holder. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 drawers, so you can put your pens in. It's quite compact in size, okay? And I bought this on Etsy, and I had it actually, my name etched into it. Let me just show you the Etsy page. $58.72 Canadian. It was shipped really quickly. Usually products from Etsy, not usually, many products from Etsy come from China and from far away, and sometimes takes weeks, and I've had even months waiting for products. But this one came in fairly quickly. I mean, there was a little premium to have it shipped Federal Express, but you know what? It was worth every penny. I really loved this box, and I figured I'd show it to you while I'm at it. So let's go back to my pen. Here we go. So this is the Nettuno 1911. That's my Black Sands, I believe, is the official name of this pen. Now, hopefully yes, okay, I'm working on it. As you could see, it's a limited edition, and let me just read here, 244 out of the 250. So 250 pens like this were made, and this is number 244. As I mentioned before, the trimmings, decorative, they're 3D. are in rhodium. There's your Neptune fork, if you will. Then there's the waves, the water, because Nettuno, Neptune. There's the water motif, nothing at this end. It's a gorgeous little pen. It's not a big size pen, and we'll look at it. We'll do some size comparisons in just a minute. But as you can see, it's just a very, very classy looking, nice weight to it, by the way. There's got to be some metal in all this, and not just resin. Far from it. Okay, so let me just push this aside so that I could show you the rest of the pen, if you will. First of all, we could see that the outside, so my cartridge converter is accessible from the outside. I just have to remove this. I need not remove the whole capping system. The pen, 2.5, as you could see, it does, the converter, there is a standard international converter with a Nettuno branding in it, inside. It's a nice sized and very strong converter. It's not one of these cheap things that you get standard. So it is a nice product, nice quality, as you can see. The screwing mechanism is way at the top here, so it doesn't interfere at the bottom. But it is a little. It's not as smooth as I've seen other pens, but it doesn't interfere with your writing. So the length is nice, but it's not very bulky. Let me just focus in a little more so that you can appreciate it a little more. The nib that's on this is a stub, I believe, or is it a bold? No, it's a stub. It's a 1.1, and that's my favorite stubs, and it's a Jowo nib, so it's a German brand nib, and there is an N inscribed on it for the N for Nettuno, so it's got the branding as well. Fairly nice weight. Does it post? Let me see if it posts. Yes, it does. Okay, it posts very comfortably. And I would say to you that posted is probably, I like it much better. It gives it a little more weight, a little more heft to it. So it does post if you're interested in posting. Okay, so let me just, here we go. Let me just put it back in. Okay, so that's the pen inside and out. Okay, so what I'd like to do now is proceed with just a size comparison. So I remove my tray from that beautiful box that I showed you earlier. Let me just see if I could step back here just a bit. There we go. We'll push all the pens back. We'll throw in my Nettuno, and we'll be able to compare it with some wonderful pens here. Okay, the first one here is a Ranga pen. Very nice. Ranga are known for their ebonite pens. This one here is fact acrylic resin. Both of them. This is a smaller Ranga, and I forget their names, but you can see. And this one in particular is very small, short, so you can see the Nettuno rivals with it. This is my Italics, pen, which is a gorgeous pen. And that's a little bit bigger. You can see it rivals with a Sailor. That's a Sailor, my Sailor collection item, if you will, that I bought a long time ago. Beautiful. Then there is my Visconti, an Italian pen, which is approximately the same size, and it's much smaller than my TWSBI, orange. So 580, I think it's a 580 ALX. So you could see the sizes, and I didn't take out some of the bigger pens because it just wouldn't be fair. So it is a smaller pen. So that's my size comparison. Now what I propose is that the next step is that we do a writing sample. First of all, the ink I will be using today, I said, should I use a black ink? But, black inks are in my estimation, you can have some wonderful black inks, mind you, but with some variation in them. But I think they're boring, personally. So I figured I'd show off a little bit and show you this Mont Blanc limited edition, the Beatles psychedelic purple. Just a beautiful purple. Okay, and it comes in a fancy box, of course. Mont Blanc is fancy. There you go. That's the bottle. Very, very nice bottle. They usually have gorgeous bottles, Mont Blanc. You can't fault them for that. So that's the ink that I will be using today. In terms of taking a look at a swatch of the ink before we go ahead and write, here's my ink journal, and you can see that the Mont Blanc psychedelic purple that I bought in 2020 is right there. It has some shading in it. It's just a wonderful purple, as you can see. It just jumps at you, which is nice, because when you write your notes with that, how can you not write your notes with that color? You know what I'm saying? You're encouraged to take notes. So there's nothing boring about taking notes, whereas just in a computer typing, there's no fun in that. There's absolutely no fun in that, but there's certainly a lot of fun writing with a pen with that kind of ink in it. So that's my pen journal. Okay, so we're going to take out my journal that we'll be using today. Let me just pan out here a little bit with the camera. As you know, in the past, I've used exclusively Tomoe River paper, or either a journal or a notepad, because it remains, for me, the best fountain pen paper in the world. But, there are others. And this one that we'll be using today rivals with it, I've got to tell you, and not as expensive. It's made by a company by the name of Stalogy, Staloggy. It comes in different sizes, and when I say it rivals with it, it's got the same thin and smooth characteristic. It doesn't have, well, let's put it on the positive. It does do justice to fountain pen ink in the sense that most of the properties of each ink, the shading and the shimmering and the sheen, is reflected in this paper. It doesn't jump at you as much as Tomoe River does. Similarly, Cosmo Air Light paper, same thing. Okay, Midori, same thing. Very high quality paper, but Tomoe River gets it all out. Every property of that ink will jump at you. But this one rivals. Cheaper, and I would say just very good performing, paper. So let's give it a go, and maybe I can show you what I mean. So this is the Nettuno. Oh, sorry. 1911, and it's the limited edition, but it's the Black Sands model. Limited edition. The nib is a Nettuno branded Jowo 1.1 steel. Some people have asked me, Vincent, what do you think about the difference between steel nibs and gold nibs? I think steel nibs are underrated and gold nibs are overrated. It depends on the pen. If you have an expensive limited edition Delta that costs you $4,000, I think it deserves a gold nib. But if you have a $200, $250 Nettuno, spending $150 on a gold nib may not be worthwhile. That's my feeling anyway. Yes, gold nibs are soft. Yes, gold nibs, but they also get fussy. So is it worth it? Well, it's a question. I mean, look, you got deep pockets, you can buy all gold nibs. There you go. I think you can enjoy the pen, pay it a lot less, enjoy its characteristics, enjoy having it in your collection, and have a steel nib that works just fine. This nib, I noticed, it's got a little bit of a grind to it. I don't know if you can hear it. I'm going to put the microphone closer. It does have a lot of feedback, and I think I can just sense that there is one particular part of it that will require some fine-tuning. What I usually have, I call it sandpaper, but it's a little more sophisticated than that. It's got some, you know, some grit to it, and then what you do is you scratch. Actually, what you do is you're asked to do this on that sandpaper, and what it does is smooths out all the nib. And if the tuning is not right, it's because the twines may be a little bit off. Then I've got other tools. One day we'll do a tutorial just on that. So it's a little bit feedback. Now I also noticed that my psychedelic purple Mont Blanc is not really coming out here, because I got a feeling that they never cleaned out the pen properly. I still have some black ink. As you can see, it's black is dominating, and the purple is not jumping at you, so I apologize for that. In terms of the rating, how would I rate this pen? Well, it's a little small for me, but having said that, you know, it's a gorgeous piece. I would give it a 9.5. Just the manufacturing, the quality in this pen is just top notch. So nothing less than 9.5. Would I prefer that it be bigger? Absolutely, but it doesn't. That's just my own personal taste. The nib, well, the nib does not come out of the box the way I would have expected, so I would give this an 8.9. But I can tell you that a little bit of fine-tuning on my part, as soon as we're finished this video, I'll put this thing at 9.5 in 2 or 3 minutes. It'll be as smooth as silk. Value, I believe it's 200 plus Canadian. I forget the exact price, and it varies, and I bought it some time ago, and I think it was on sale when I bought it. So it varies. Are there still any around? You would have to look. I would think so, but you know, there were only 250, so I don't know if there's any around. Anyway, that wraps it up for me. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed this gorgeous Nettuno 1911. Another pen in my collection, another one from the Neapolitan Master Series. We're moving ahead. Oh, by the way, I posted a video on just recently on the Van Diemen's Bird of Feather new collection ink. Just blow me away. Take a look at that. Take a look at that video. You can see some wonderful inks, and it gets you going. Hopefully I get you to spend some money here. Buy some pens. Enjoy some inks. Enjoy some paper. Take care. Buongiorno. Buonasera. Benvenuti e ciao.